Define activities is our second process in the schedule knowledge area. It is in the planning process group. It follows plan schedule management and precedes sequence activities. What we're doing with this process, loosely, this is decomposition part 2. So we're taking our work packages from the scope baseline, and per the rules in the schedule management plan, we're applying decomposition to those work packages and breaking them down to activities and milestones. Activities, sometimes called tasks. Now, decomposition is our key tool and technique, like I said, because what we're doing is taking those work packages or deliverables and breaking them down to activities or tasks and milestones. Also, as we go through this process, we might do rolling wave planning, meaning we don't break down everything, but we break down enough work to get started. And then as we get that work accomplished, we start to break down more work that we haven't exactly looked at the appropriate degree of detail yet, but as we get deliverables A, B, and C done, we start to look at D, E, and F, for example, and say what tasks do we need to do to get those accomplished. Now, coming out of this, we have the activity list. Now, this is going to sound a little weird, but there's a heuristic, which is a rule of thumb, that basically says break an activity down to where it's about 4 to 80 hours in duration. Now, we're not talking duration estimating here, so that's where this sounds a little weird. But when you take that work package and you break it down into tasks, if those tasks generally feel like they're about 4 to 80 hours in duration, then that generally, in most cases, means you've got your arms around it to where you're comfortable with what's going on there. In other words, you know enough about it to get it done. So your activity list you get created here, your activity attributes, which are basically going to come downstream with things like predecessors, successors, duration estimates, resources, etc., cost estimates as well. So those activity attributes are going to be updated as we do some of these other planning processes, and then your milestone list is going to be created as well. Remember, a milestone has 0 duration, so that's used for high-level reporting to senior management, because if we're on track, they don't need to be digging in our kitchen to see what we're cooking. Anyway, that's the basics of how this process works. Now, like I said, this follows plan schedule management and it precedes sequence activities. So it is a planning process, and it's the second of 6 processes.